Uganda is investing heavily in infrastructure, most of which needs to start oil production scheduled for 2018. But many analysts are questioning whether the country can afford to take on so much debt.
We lose a lot of money as far as corruption is concerned. I would suggest that government recovers all this money, or we tighten all avenues of curbing corruption. I believe that this money can still be used, and even if we are to borrow, we could borrow less.
Figures from Uganda's debt network show that the national debt stands at over $6 billion. Uganda wants to borrow $13.8 billion to build a standard gauge railway to increase the speed of trains and therefore reduce the number of days goods take to be transported from Mombasa to Kampala. But authorities say the loan for the railway will be put towards oil and gas resources.
There is an argument that this oil money should cater for the future generation, okay? But what about the current generation? Won't you develop the human resource now to be able to pay in the future? So as far as the oil monies are concerned, I wouldn't wish us to bank so much on what we don't yet have.
Some analysts agree that there are risks associated with heavy borrowing, but argue that Uganda's railway project could have a big impact on employment and wealth creation, which would in turn drive economic growth. Developers say if countries like Uganda are to progress, some risk may be involved.
I think that African countries need to make those risky decisions to invest in creating lasting infrastructure for the current generations and the succeeding generations or the future generations.
Originally built by the British at the turn of the last century, it is hoped the Kenya-Uganda Railway will help open up the region. This will provide access to overseas markets for goods from Rwanda, Burundi, and South Sudan. Baleke, CCTV, Kampala.